What's up, guys? Welcome to A Vibe Call West Radio. Today we have a very special guest, Wyatt James. What's up, man? How you doing?
Pretty good, man.
Dude, thank you.
Chilling.
Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day on your Friday to come on the podcast. I know me and you have been talking for a while off for about like a year now, just supporting each other and just like, keeping in touch a little bit. So I'm really excited to have this moment and really get to, know you in a much more direct way.
Yeah, it's my pleasure, man. It's cool to finally talk to you. You
Yeah.
know,
Pr-
Mhm.
Appreciate it. And then we were talking a little bit off camera, just like so everyone knows, Wyatt is a hip hop artist and creator that primarily is on TikTok and has a very engaging audience and promotes his music while also talking about this genre that we love. So his content's very engaging. That's how I found him. And I was telling you off camera that just your boldness, your passion, and just the consistency in which you create, man. Like I admire that, and that's why I
Thank you,
wanted to
man.
have you come on.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and
Man,
then
I admire your content too, man. Some of the rooftop freestyles I like a lot.
appreciate
You
that.
sent me a song a little while ago that like blew my mind.
Yeah, something about the water.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, no, I appreciate you listening to that, man. And speaking of my music, I want to talk about yours for a second. I know that you released your album this year.
yeah.
Can you kind of talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, man. That was a long time coming, dude. I spent like 3 years working on that album, which is by far the longest I ever spent working on any project. Like before that, the longest I spent on an album was, I don't know, like 4 months maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But with this one, I just really wanted to make it like as good as I can possibly make it. Like most of my other projects, it's like there's stuff that's great about it, but the mixing is off in a lot of the songs. Maybe I feel like the lyrics could be a bit better. With this, I really just wanted to at least try my fucking best to make an album that I think is like as close to perfect as I can get it, and
Mm-hmm.
that I can stay like super proud of for a long, long time. And so, yeah, it took longer than I expected. It was not easy at all. It was a huge learning process, but I think I pulled it off, man. I can't believe I did, but yeah. And so having that out has been, such a relief, especially the fact that it did well, man. Like I started working on it before I even had TikTok at all. Like nobody knew who I was at all. So the fact that not only I'm super proud of it just on a musical level, but the fact that it's gotten so much attention, fucking the needle drop reviewed it, like that is, oh my God, man,
Crazy.
it's such a good feeling. I'm so proud of it.
Yeah, and like I'm gonna get into that later. I definitely have a question about that. But man, I think like the number one look, there's no timeline with art. Obviously there's like a date that you want to get it out, but I think it's smart for you to allow it to mature and allow it to have different iterations, and taking those 3 years is
Mm.
awesome. And the one thing I want to say that I've been seeing is just the growth that you've been having, just with your flow and just your technical ability and the lyrics, and just that's what it's all about. Is it's a muscle. Art is a muscle. Anyone can be a rapper, anyone can be a musician. You just have to put in the time to really do it, and it seems like you have that passion and desire. So just keep going, man, and I'm excited to see what the next Wyatt James album is gonna look like.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
It's gonna
so
be wild.
yeah, just keep working as much as possible and just keep getting better. And then with that in mind, though, I want to say, so for everyone that's listening, new and old, the way that we do this show is that prior to Wyatt coming on, I asked him what his favorite album of all time is, and he told me it was The Life of Pablo by Kanye West. So what I did is that then I went to Spotify, I looked at the total number of streams, and I seeded the songs 1 through 8, and I put it into a tournament bracket. So with that in mind, the way that these songs are going to progress is Wyatt's opinion. Wyatt, you ready to find out what the best song in The Life of Pablo is?
I'm ready. It's gonna be a tough challenge to pick some of these, but
That's what I want
I'm
it to
ready.
be. It's your favorite album. So then you're like, shit, like, and I'm letting you know it only gets harder as the songs get better. So
Yeah,
let's do the
I
first.
like a challenge.
Exactly. This is actually your content, so I think you're gonna do amazing at this.
Exactly.
Awesome. So let's do the first matchup, guys. As you will see, it is Father Stretch My Hands Part One versus FML. Wyatt, which song do you like better?
Bro, it's already tough, bro. God damn it. I mean, I love FML, bro. Like, oh, it's so like emotional. Fucking the weekend's chorus is so good. I love how the beat like changes like over time, and then the end where it's like that weird ass fucking like distorted like vocal sample. I don't even know where it came from. But bro, Father Stretch My Hands Part 2, man. It's too much of a banger, bro. I have to go with Father Stretch My Hands Part 2, I think.
Dude, it is probably one of the best drops in hip hop history. Like Metro
Yeah,
Boomin,
man.
that's incredible.
Oh my
Yeah, and
God.
it's like I mean, like the fact that we can just like hear that tag and think of it in that moment is the clear reason
Yeah,
why
exactly.
I think it should go on. I agree with you that
And the bleached asshole lines, bro. Beautiful, bro. I
it's
love showing it to family members and stuff.
just
And to
getting that
see their
visceral,
reaction.
yeah, getting that visceral reaction. I love that.
Bro, I remember I was on the bus like in like middle school, and my friend was like telling me about that line, and I was like mind blown. I was like, what the fuck? Then I remember 2 years later I finally actually heard the line in the song. Because like I wasn't into Kanye when my friend told me about it. And then when I heard the line, I was like, oh shit, that's the bleached asshole line. That's crazy.
He's the only rapper that could pull off me and you saying that there's a bleach asshole line. Like he's the only rapper that could pull
Probably.
that off.
I'm gonna try on my next album.
Yeah,
We'll see. We'll see.
exactly. I know that's great. Awesome. So, Father Stretch My Hands, part one is going on. Now let's go to the other side of the bracket. It is going to be. It's already tough. Famous versus part two.
Famous versus part two. Um, it's a little bit tough. I wait, damn, I'm surprised. I'm surprised part two is like in the top 8 stream songs.
I
That's
know. I was
interesting.
surprised as well. Actually,
Yeah.
yeah, there's some that were surprising me.
Hmm. So yeah, I'd go with famous. I like part two more than a lot of people. Yeah, I think the beat is kind of like weird and cool. And I like Kanye's lyrics on it, but yeah, famous is such a banger.
Such
I
a
love the
banger.
beat, and I love like the last little bit, like bum 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 bum.
Dude,
So
I
yeah.
was listening to it on the way here, and I was like, "Oh, dude, this is so like it's still so good." Do you really
Mhm.
quick? Do you think that the Life of Pablo has your favorite production out of all Kanye albums, or is it
Yeah,
just okay?
yeah.
Awesome. What do you like so much about the
I'm
production?
um I just like it just sounds so like unique and like innovative. Like there's so many there's so many beats on so many of the songs where it's like there's sounds that I have no idea what it is at all, but it still sounds so good, and like it's like so cool to listen to. And it's just so unpredictable and like exciting. And there's so much variation too in the production. Like you have, a beat like No More Parties in LA where, it's kind of like a more old school sample. And then you got, songs like fucking, I don't know, Freestyle 4 or like Famous where it's, a lot more like kind of modern and industrial.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, I mean, I could go on and on about
Of
why I
course,
love the beats on that album, but
and
that's a little bit of a summary.
I'm so stoked right now. Like, just it shows to me instantly that like you do this like you're like you're seasoned at this, like the way that you're able to like convey why you're choosing these songs. This is exactly what I want, so great job with that. Like I'm having a great
Right,
time
dude,
right now.
boy.
Exactly. So I appreciate that. So now guys, we're going to take a little bit of a break from the board. I have some questions that I just want to ask Wyatt, based off of just how I've been observing him and just the success that he's been having, and just I want to know his opinions on some of the landscape of hip hop and what he's seeing on TikTok. It's so funny. I say hip hop and TikTok so much, and this, and it kind of rhymes, and it kills me every time I hear
Let's
that.
go.
So,
Bars.
literally. So, you know, I. I have to commend you on the passion and consistency you have with marketing yourself with your music. With over 25K followers and an average view count of 10,000, you've been able to use TikTok as a vehicle to find an audience in a very saturated space. Is there a TikTok music strategy you're using, and what advice would you give people who want to create TikTok content centered around music?
Um, I think with TikTok content in general, something that's important is just not being afraid to try out a bunch of different stuff and seeing what works and what doesn't. And when you try something new and you see that it gets more views than usual, you got to like, analyze and be like, okay, like what did I do in that video that made it do well compared to my other videos? Like, yeah, you just got to really look at it from like an analytical perspective and try to figure out, what works well and what doesn't. Something also that kind of has worked well for me is kind of seeing things that work well for other people. Like, for example, like, people doing those filter videos, like going till I get a better rapper than Lil Yachty. and then like, putting your own spin on it. So my
Hmm.
spin on it was, going to like get a better rapper than me, because I make music. So yeah, like identifying trends and then seeing how you can kind of put your own spin on it to make it unique. Because if you're just, riding, a trend that already exists, like there's no real incentive for people to watch you instead of the people who are already popular doing that trend. So that's something else too.
Hmm.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
being staying consistent is probably pretty important too.
Yeah, the algorithm definitely loves when you're feeding it. And like one of the things I love also about your content is what I realized when I was watching it is it's genius in the sense that the way that TikTok promotes it, like their favorite thing is watch time. So with the videos
Mm,
that you're doing, the nature of it is that you want to watch till the end to deliver on the hook because you're saying I'm gonna go until X, and the X is only gonna happen at
right.
the end of the video. So they're watching your video fully through, and they're also forming their opinion. So
That's a great point. I should have mentioned that too. Yeah, like just being super thoughtful of in how engaging your video is at like all points of the video. Like you can't be like looking at it from your perspective. You have to look at it from the viewer's perspective and see like, oh, is this little part, a little bit boring? Should I cut this out? Like
mhm.
I like whenever there's like lulls in any, clips that I post, I, cut it out. So yeah, you
Yeah,
got to be really on top of that.
the pacing in your video is great. In your videos is great. And
Thank
then
you.
speaking, because you know there's certain people that like we're probably both seeing that are having great success that are just starting to bubble on TikTok right now with some of these younger rappers. Is there like three or four rappers that you found on TikTok that you think have the potential to be like real players in the game, like real superstars?
GRANDVIEW.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh man.
Besides the obvious,
Um,
besides me, I appreciate
that's
that.
not the obvious. Right, right. Okay. Let's see. I mean, like I haven't really gotten into that many rappers from TikTok, honestly.
Hmm.
I'd say the closest one is, I guess, Young Senju.
Yeah, I
Like I
agree.
listened to a few of the songs from his recent album. I never like properly got into it though. I should like get around to properly listening to it sometime. But yeah, I listened to a couple of the songs and like I was listening to the lyrics and I was like, oh wait, okay, the lyrics are like actually like pretty like good and like clever and unique and not just this exact same shit that you know everyone everyone raps about.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's cool.
Sorry, go on.
What about you?
Yeah, I mean, ooh, switching the interview on me. I love this. Yeah, so I
No
mean, I
way.
would say Young Senju. I see that you're putting in a lot of work. Obviously, there's this guy named Larizi. I don't know if you've seen him.
I
He
don't think so.
he's really unique. To me, he kind of sounds like a mix between like Kendrick and Andre 3000, and it's crazy. And he's like this really young kid.
Okay,
He
cool.
just really, you should look him up. He's really good. I think he's really great. Also, yeah, it's interesting. Like I feel like, also that one of my friends, I'm Drew, is fire. Um, I don't know, like where are you? Because like the truth is, like where do you find your new music? What would you say? Like what outlets are you going to? Are you going on Discord? Are you going on Twitter? What would you say?
Hmm, it's a good question. I feel like I don't know, I'm pretty like, like picky with my time, I guess. So like I'm not really I'm too lazy to like kind of fucking go out there and like search for like, all these underground artists.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I guess kind of just once I hear people talking about an artist a lot, then eventually I'll be like, fuck it, let me check him out real quick. And then a lot of the time I get super into them and I fall in love with them. Like that happened with like, like Juice World. I
Mm-hmm.
heard people talking about him for so long until I was finally like, all right, let me check him out. And then yeah,
And
and
then
then Lil Uzi too.
mm-hmm.
Recently Lil Tecca. I hear a lot of people saying his new album is really good, and I've been hearing people say he's really good for a while. So finally, I've like gotten around to checking out some of his songs, and he's got bangers for days.
I love that.
So yeah, but I guess there's no like specific place that I go, like Instagram or TikTok. It's just like if I see people talking about a specific artist a lot just on like the social media that I'm on in general, then I'll eventually check him out.
Yeah, it kind of like true to this day, even with social media, the strongest way to, you know, find artists or like be discovered is word of mouth through friends. Like
Hmm.
you trust the peer next to you more than just the random voice on the internet. And I think that it
Hmm.
plays true with that. And I was always like, when I'm with my team, we've been thinking a lot recently about the podcast and about like my music in general, but it's like, why not try and like figure out where like the early adopters are and just like let them find the music, and like instead of trying so hard to cast a wide net, like maybe try and let them distill it down. You know what I mean? Like find these people that are
Like
like,
making music for like your core audience instead of like trying to appeal to a
yeah,
bunch of people.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like
Yeah,
finding
that's
that.
smart.
Yeah. And dude,
For me, I just make music like not thinking about like anyone at all.
it's
And
good.
then I have to try and fucking convince people that it's good. So that's the battle that I fight. It's kind of annoying sometimes, but it's I wouldn't want it any other way. So
Yeah, I mean, like that's. I'm actually want to get into that right now. I mean, like, there's like you do that every single day, and then you know, one thing that it's not just you. You know, one thing every artist slash creator has to deal with in the social media era is internet trolls and poisonous people in the comments. And you know, I truly, you know, admire, as I've told you a bunch off air, I truly admire your resilience and perseverance against the mob that sometimes comes after you in the comments. You know, how do you internally deal with the criticism and toxicity? And do you use it as fuel to create even more and better music?
um yeah, it's tough. Like I don't really care about, you know, like insults about like me as a person or like I'm egotistical or whatever. The only time it sometimes bothers me is like when they're, you know, dissing my music because, you know, I'm so proud of it and I put so much time and effort into it. You know, it sucks to have, you know, people just like shit on it
Mm-hmm.
and like everyone agree that it's ass. Um, but I don't know. I think, you know, I think it's what I do is I just, you know, let myself, you know, feel sad sometimes if I'm getting a lot of hate. And then, you know, I get over it relatively quickly. And I just keep on, you know, living my life and doing my thing. Um, also just like over time, like you kind of get more and more used to it. You know, like, you know, the same like, you know, stupid comment roasting me, you know,
Yeah.
that would have hurt my feelings a year ago. It's like, boy, I've seen that 1,000 times, bro. You got to do better than that, bro. You got to be more creative than that.
Yeah.
So, see, yeah, it's different factors to it, but I'd say overall, I just get better and better at dealing with it over time. And also, I think I'm lucky. I think I probably care about what people on the internet think of me less than maybe the average person would, which is I'm grateful for that as well.
Dude, it's like a superpower. I literally like I care way too much. I'm the worst at it. Uh
Yeah,
I
so many people deal with that, and like I said, I deal with that too, man. But yeah, you just gotta do your thing anyways.
and I feel like the narrative has changed a little bit. Like I feel like it's more positive now than like ever
Yeah,
been.
it's weird. Yeah, like
well,
my comments is like so positive. It's like, damn, I don't know how to feel about this.
I think
I'm not
it
used to this.
dude, I think also it's like you're finding your audience, and two, when people see someone, you know, my roommate sent me this. When you see someone just like unapologetically create and like do their thing, eventually you're gonna find people that are like, no, fuck what everyone's saying. I respect the shit out of that guy. I like this guy. His music's dope, and that's gonna grow and it's gonna grow, and then it's gonna overpopulate the people that, and like also like those fucking like haters at the same time, like they're watching your content, they probably do like it, now they're just doing it for likes.
Mhm.
But I want to say, man, yeah, like just I've always been a really big fan of the way you do that. And if but I wanted to ask because I love your comments back because you're always just like it's so sick. Someone will be like say something and you're just like, dude, just like listen to this song. Like that's
Yeah.
awesome. You don't say anything. You're just like just listen to this, and I'm like that's so
Yeah, in
hard.
the beginning, I would like roast them back. I'd like go to their profile and try to find things to roast them for. But then, like, that just perpetuated the idea that I can't take criticism and I'm like super salty. So then I was like, okay, fuck it. I'll just use this as an opportunity to push my music
Dude,
more.
it's
So just
genius.
respond.
I love that.
Don't talk about
Whenever I
this.
see it, I'm like, that's so great. But I want to ask if there's one thing that you could say to them. What's one thing you would say to the people that are in your comments that like say stuff? If you could just send like one message, what would you say?
Like, that are like dissing me.
Yeah,
Hmm.
listen to this song.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, people, you know, people are gonna hate, you know, and I mean, sometimes, you know, sometimes like those comments are like kind of funny, even though it's at my expense. Like, so it's less funny for me, but you know, I understand that it's kind of like jokes a lot of the time, like um so, I'm not like, I'm not mad at it. And I get that. I guess I do kind of ask for it a little bit with some of the types of videos that I make. But yeah, if I could say something, I would just be yeah, I don't know, just give my recent album especially just a proper chance, because like, believe it or not, like all this like confidence and pride doesn't come from nowhere. Like it's really only because I'm so fucking proud of this new album, and I really think it's so good and I put so much effort into it.
Mm-hmm.
um so yeah, give it a chance, like a proper chance, not being influenced by all the other people on the internet that are saying it's ass.
Mm-hmm.
And see what you think for yourself, and I think you'd be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, dude. First of all, you're such a fucking good guy. Like,
Thank you, man. Thank
I'm such a fan of you as a person, and just that's a great answer, and it's just always so pure and positive. So, just for everyone listening, man, like this is a really good dude. So, please just
Thank you, man. I'm a fan of you too, bro.
I appreciate that, man. Just give his album a listen, please. And then, so guys, really quick, now we're talking about albums. I think it's time though to go back to the album of the hour. Let's go
Back to
back to the
business,
life of,
baby.
back to business as Wyatt says. So let's complete the first round, Wyatt. We're gonna be doing waves versus fade. Oof. That's
Ooh,
a good one.
that's tough.
That is tough.
There's not like a clear, obvious answer, I feel
Yeah,
like the other two we had, Father Stress My Hands and Famous. This though, they're both great songs. Oh, bruh.
the
Damn.
production on both these is insane. Like
Oh yeah, man.
insane. Waves is like, oh my, I wish I like
The
that. That
chorus, dude.
yeah,
Ooh.
it's amazing.
Bro, Chris Brown did his thing, bro. And then the Kid Cudi humming. Oh,
That's like a cheat
Fade.
code. Kid Cudi humming
Yeah,
is a
for
cheat
sure.
code.
Of course, of course. And then Fade, yeah, that fucking bouncy, like kind of bass driven beat. The fucking Post Malone feature goes hard. Damn, bro. That's gonna be one of the hardest ones in the whole bracket, I think.
I
Damn.
agree. I agree with you on that.
What do you think you would say?
Um, depends on what mood, honestly. So like,
Yeah,
it's
it depends on the
interesting
mood.
when I start to like get into like these, like when it starts to get really gritty between two songs, I also start to think about like the legacy of the song, and I think
Hmm.
the Chance the Rapper just alternate version of Waves, like in my mind, it makes the mystique of the song bigger for me. So I would probably go with Waves, but it's not my list. It's your list. It's your list. He's
Hmm.
gonna be like Waves.
I think I I think I have to go with Waves. I think I've listened to Waves more. I think I just
Yeah,
enjoy listening to it more.
yeah.
Objectively, maybe I think Fade is better, but no, I'm gonna go with Waves, bro. I gotta follow my heart.
You have to do, and especially with this. This is all subjective. This is music. Follow your heart. I love that. Waves is moving on. That was a really tough one. This is also
That
a
was
really
hard.
tough one though. I'm not.
This is
This
fucked.
one's
I
crazy. This
can
one's
feel
fucked.
it
You're
already.
right. This is Ultra Light Beam versus Wolves 10, the first round.
Dog, this is, bro. You're gonna kill, bro. I'm gonna have a heart attack, bro. I'm gonna have a panic attack, man. Oh God, dude. Like this is like, they're both perfect songs. Like there's not a single thing that I don't love about either of them.
Where were you when you first listened to the Life of Pablo?
Um, I think I would have been just in my room, I think, but I'm not completely sure. If it was somewhere else, I feel like I would have remembered it. So I was
Yeah,
probably just chilling in my room.
it was crazy.
Um,
Did you listen to it on title?
no, I listened to it on Google Play
I
back
love
when
that.
that still existed.
Hell yeah.
Now I'm on that YouTube Music wave, but
Oh wow, I love that.
yeah,
True internet, baby.
yeah. So Ultralight Beam was one of my first favorites from the Life of Pablo. I mean, it's just so cool how like all the like gospel influence, it's not like super like heavy and hard hitting like most of the album, and like a lot of rap in general. So it's like really unique. I think the vocals are so beautiful, even Kanye's, which is
Mm-hmm.
cool. And obviously Chance's feature is so iconic and powerful. But fuck, man, Wolves, bro, that melody. The Vic Mensa feature is so nice, even though I'm not the biggest Vic Mensa fan overall. Um,
It's so tough, dude.
I
I
think
agree.
I'd give it to Wolves, I guess. Screw it.
Oh, wow, that's an ups. I love that. Wolves is so fucking sick too. I would love to see that live. I feel like that'd be wild.
Would you pick Ultralight Beam?
I don't know. I was thinking that, but I do love Wolves. I just think Ultralight Beam again for the Chance feature. I was such a big
Yeah.
Chance fan in high school. Obviously not as much anymore, but I was like obsessed with Chance. I was
Man,
like
Chance has been releasing good songs
he
though.
has the him and Joey Badass song was great. I love that one.
Yeah. Have you heard The Heart and the Tongue? It's
Great
like not
song.
as popular. He only released it on YouTube, but I
Yeah.
love that song.
That's one where it's just
That's
like
one of my favorite Chance songs.
it's crazy. I mean, he also released a snippet on TikTok of like this new song. I really hope his next album because yeah, I think I'm definitely older than you. I was a junior going into my senior year of high school when Acid Rap dropped that summer and it was like the sickest fucking thing in the world.
Oh wow.
It was
Yeah.
like perfect timing. So
That
like
would have been sick.
yeah, so me and my friends were obsessed with that album, but awesome Wyatt. We just ended the first round with some incredible picks. Now guys, I want to do so every single time when when I have someone come on the show. I usually like to tailor this section based on the guest. So today I actually want to take some of the ideas that Wyatt plays with on his TikTok and bring it to a vibe called West Radio. So Wyatt, what I want to do with you for the first one is we're gonna go until I name a rapper that makes worse music than you.
This is awesome, man. I love this. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, awesome. Young Senju.
Oh fuck, bro. I have to say if he makes worse music than me.
Do you want to do the opposite?
Uh, sorry.
Do you feel comfortable with that? You good?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Damn, bro. This is gonna get me canceled. Well, also I haven't, like I said, I haven't listened to him that much.
So that's fine. Then
But
yeah, you're good. You're good.
but from what I know, I mean, I would say I prefer my music.
Boom.
I think I prefer my recent album to his recent album from what I've heard. But again, I haven't properly listened to it, so I can't really say. But um, I feel like I maybe have more of a unique sound. Like I feel like Young Senju, like you can definitely hear like the Kendrick influence and like artists like Smino,
Yeah.
which is cool. But I feel like me personally, I prefer, artists that like really sound just like their own artists.
Uh-huh.
So I guess
Okay,
I'd
for
give.
sure.
But again, I'm sleeping on Young Senju, and like I said, I think he has a lot of good lyrics, some good songs. So I gotta do more research on that
Yeah, I
and
like
get
that.
back to you.
I think it's fair. I think you stated your case, and I like that the disclaimer is that you haven't listened to it enough. So I think that was fair. Let's go. Let's go with the next one. Playboy Cardi.
I think Playboy Cardi's better than me.
He's bad.
I'm gonna get there one day, baby. But nah, bro, Playboy Cardi. I love Playboy Cardi, man. Die Lit is up there with my favorite albums. His self-titled project is so fucking good. I think the Needle Drop might have given my album a better score than his self-titled album. I don't know
Oh,
what
really?
was going through his head when
That's
he gave
crazy.
it.
I know. I
Or
know
no,
you.
maybe he didn't. Maybe he didn't review it, and then he like said that it like sucked, but he didn't give it a formal review. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, I think Playboy Cardi is fire.
Yeah, I'm also just doing this because I want you to talk about these artists. 'Cause I know you love them. So it's like,
Mm.
and you're doing a great job. I'm interested in this one. MGK.
Yeah, so this is interesting. See, like I'll do these kinds of videos and I'll get MGK and I'll say I think MGK is better than me. And then the comments are like, "Nah, you're better than MGK." It's like one of the few times
You're
when
like, how
the
can you're like I
comments are
can't
like,
win.
yeah. It's one of the few times when the comments are actually like on my side. But bro, I think people are sleeping on like a lot of MGK songs, man. Like he's been making music for over 10 years and he has so many good raps. Like, I don't know, Alpha Omega, Till I Die, fucking, his recent song Pressure goes crazy. His song with Chief Keef, Young Man. I mean, I could go on,
Yeah,
and like,
yeah,
I don't think anybody has heard these songs, especially these fucking TikTok kids
yeah.
who've only heard his punk albums. Like, y'all are sleeping, bro. MGK has some good songs. Again, I'm a come for him. I'm a pass him eventually, but for now, I definitely prefer MGK.
And I respect that. I think also, yeah, and like it's easy just to see the headlines, him and Megan Fox, and like they don't appreciate what he's done in the past. So I like that answer. I respect that too.
I'm
Uh,
hoping his next album is going to be really good
he did
because
that
he's been
pretty.
releasing some good stuff.
He did. I remember when he was like after the Jack Harlow thing, he released that over Renegade. It was really good.
I know it was so
I
good
was
though.
surprised. I was like, damn, I didn't really know that he still had that in him, but he did. That was pretty awesome.
Got that dog in him.
He did. And then all right, let's go with one that I'm interested too. Joyner Lucas.
Ooh, man. These are good ones.
They're not like
Joyner
boring ones. I
Lucas.
didn't want to do like Kendrick. Like that's not fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, so I've been listening to Joyner Lucas longer than most people, I think, because I was a fan of Hobson for a long time, and Hobson like worked with Joyner Lucas like way back in the day. So I've known about him for a long time. I really like some of his songs from a few years ago, like I'm Not Racist, obviously kind of blew him up, and I think that song is awesome.
Beautiful song. Yeah.
I really like his song that came out before that, I'm Sorry, which is like about, depression and suicide. It's a really beautiful song.
Mm-hmm.
If people haven't heard it, you should listen to it. I highly recommend it. He has a lot of his, fire like remixes, to like Gucci Gang and stuff that he was doing in like 2018, 2019. He's got a song with Logic that's fire. Recently, he hasn't done very much that's grabbed me that much. So like from what I've heard, I think I prefer my recent stuff to his recent stuff, like for sure. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think my new album is really good. So I'd be confident in saying that, I think. But overall, I guess I'd give it to Joyner Lucas.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. I think that was a good dissection of just the path of his career. He was blowing up so much when he was remixing like Gucci Gang and what's it called, the 21 Savage song.
Bank account. Oh
Thank
yeah, I
you.
forgot about that one.
Yeah, he was like doing.
Oh,
Sorry, go on.
and his song with Eminem, Lucky You, so good.
Crazy, yeah.
One of
So,
my favorite Eminem songs ever.
and I know you love Eminem.
I do.
So let's do the last one
Big
for the
brother.
artist. I want to hear your opinion on this. Tyga.
Oh. um so I mean Tyga's another one of those artists where like I haven't really listened to him enough to say. I mean, I've heard his like big hits like Rack City and Taste, but overall, I think I prefer my music.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, I think the lyrics would be a selling point for why I prefer myself. I
Mm-hmm.
think there's more variety in the topics that I talk about. I like that there's, introspection. There's also, more fun music, but yeah, there's also more personal stuff. Um, I think my like production, especially with my recent stuff, is maybe a little bit cooler and more unique and
Mm-hmm.
more versatile. So yeah, I'd give it to me. But Tyga has a lot of bangers.
He has some bangers, but guys, also please, everyone, he keeps saying, "In my opinion," that's what I love. He's like saying, "In my opinion, this is what I think," and it's true,
Exactly.
and I appreciate that. Also, okay, guys, so now we're gonna switch it a little bit. Let's keep it the same concept, but I want to do now. We're gonna go albums with "Fuck Eating on the Weekend," and I know you love this album, but
Yeah. So
I want
this
to
one I
hear.
get even
So
more
let's start
appreciation.
with "Fuck Eating on the Weekend" or "Whole Lotta Red."
Ooh, I have a video actually where I said I prefer fuck eating on the weekend, and bro, the comments were fucking raging. And I still believe that, man. I think the production is cooler. I think there's more diversity in it. I think the lyrics are cooler. Again, there's introspection. There's more hard hitting lyrics. Um, I think Whole Lotta Red is solid. I think there's like I'd say like half to like 2/3 of the songs on that album are like super fire. But I do think there's like some filler songs that just like don't grab me at all. So like overall, in terms of like overall consistency, I'd give it to my album. But
Okay.
that's gonna get me canceled all over again.
It's
But
all.
it's all good.
I got you. It's his opinion, guys. I'll protect you on that. And next, this I'm actually interested in this one because I grew up on
But
this album, and it holds a special place in my heart, but not everyone loves it. "Fuck Eating on the Weekend" or "Recovery" by Eminem.
bro, you're gonna make me go against my boy.
I know. Just on this one, I didn't want to. Cause I wanted to give you one that was, like, I don't want to give you like the Eminem show. This one's
Yeah,
like,
no, no, these are amazing. These are amazing matchups that you're giving me.
yeah.
Like I said, I like a challenge. These are definitely challenging ones. Fuck, bro. Recovery is one of my like less favorite Eminem albums. It's like grown on me over time. Actually, Recovery is another one of those albums where I think like the majority of the songs are like incredible, like straight fire.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's songs that I'd like just kind of think are like whatever.
Like
Like I don't know, White
WTP.
Trash Party.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we both said it at the same time. Yeah,
Oh
white.
shit.
Yeah, like that.
So yeah, like that. And I mean, there's some other. Also, I feel like it would have been better if it was just like I don't know. Maybe it's good that there's some like diversity in it, but I feel like it would have been better if he just kind of kept like all the serious songs, because like there's a few like kind of more like silly, more classic Eminem songs in the track list that I feel like kind of just like distract from the overall point of the album, which
Hmm.
is, you know, kind of being more serious and more of like a redemption and trying to, you know, get back to, you know, not like goofing around and joking about his drug addiction, but really like
Handle
facing
it.
it head on.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, so damn, but like, what would I say I prefer? Also, one more thing that like bothers me if I listen to the album as a whole is like the way his voice sounds. Like it's like the kind of like the yelling, like never gonna stop with it. I don't know how to say it
Yeah, when he's
exactly.
like
Like he
yelling.
does, it's like that tone of voice every song, which it sounds good like on each of the individual songs, but when it's like that, like song after song after song, like it gets like a bit grating on my ears.
Yeah, yeah.
So damn, bruh. I honestly think I would give it to Fuck Eating on the Weekend. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I know you know you say you love that album.
No, it's
I think
all
it's good too,
it's
but
your
personal
opinion.
preference, I think I'd give it to my
Yeah.
album.
Again, it's personal preference. Yeah, I mean, like I have nostalgia for that because I was like in eighth grade, like just discovering hip hop, and like I was obsessed with Eminem as we probably all were at that age. But okay, now I got
Absolutely.
one more for you, and then I have
Yeah.
then I have another question. Last one. Fuck eating on the weekend versus Donda.
Um, it's tough.
It is tough.
Donda, bro. Donda's a good album. I haven't listened to it in a while, but yeah, it's good, man. It has tons of great songs. Again, there's some songs I don't like on it that much at all. Like I don't know, Remote Control. I feel like is kind of
Dude, you keep
whatever.
taking the songs that I'm gonna choose. It's so I agree with you. I was gonna say remote
Yeah,
control.
okay.
That's so funny.
I'm glad we're on the same page at least.
Yeah.
Um, so damn, bro. I think I would probably give it to my album. Also something I want to say though, like I made my recent album like so that I would like it, so that I would think
Yeah.
it's amazing. And like I said, I spent years like and put so much effort trying to make it, you know, as perfect as I could with, you know, the vibe I was going for. That it was tailored perfectly for me. Like
Yeah.
there's songs like What Do You Really Want, where it's like everything from the beat to the lyrics to the fucking features, the way it's mixed, like that's all the stuff that I would want to fucking hear in a rap song. So the fact that I managed to pull it off, I still can't believe it, but I think I did. So it's like of course I'm gonna, you know,
Choose
this
it.
album that, you know, was super ambitious that I managed to pull it off, you know, of course I'm gonna prefer it to a lot of other albums because it's like
It's your
the
baby. It's
album
your
that I
fucking
would want
album.
to listen to, you know? It's like
Yeah.
perfectly tailored to my preferences because like I made it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna say that. But I think I would give it to Fuck Eating on the Weekend.
Yeah.
I'm sorry
Just
to all the Kanye fans out
it's
there.
all it's all good, man. It's your album, and I wanted just to hear you. The number one thing that I was looking for in there is like I just wanted to hear you talk about music as much as possible, and that's what you did. You dissected the albums, you talked about yours, and that was great. Thank you so much for doing that.
No problem, man.
Okay,
Like I said, those were great matchups.
thank you,
That was
man.
fun.
I looked at your account. I wanted to find ones that were interesting. I didn't want to just choose
Mhm.
the boring ones because you helped me with that actually. You don't even know that. So now, guys, we were talking about incredible albums, Playboy Cardi, Eminem. But now let's go back to the main event, guys. Let's go back to the Kanye One Life of Pablo. We are in the semifinals for Wyatt James's Vibe Call West bracket. So the first matchup of the semifinal is going to be Father Stretch My Hands Part 1 versus Wolves. the face you just made.
This might be harder than any like video I've ever done on my fucking TikTok account. This is wild. Fuck. Um, I bro, what do you think you would go
I,
with?
if
I
you,
need to
you can't
stall.
keep
I need
asking me.
time.
I don't know. They're very different. I would probably, yeah, I'd
You're in it
probably,
with me now, boy.
yeah, I, hmm, I would probably do Father Stretch My Hands Part 1 just because of how euphoric I feel when that beat drops and like Music to me is about transferring a feeling, and I get like the feeling. I'm like, whole like I feel like amazing. I feel like I can do anything. So I would probably go with Father Stretch My Hands Part One, but it's not my list. What would you go with?
I think I would give it to Wolves.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna choose
It
Wolves.
definitely depends on like also I think they're both perfect songs. Like there's nothing I would change about either of them. Um, and it depends on what kind of mood you're in. Like Father Stretch My Hands is obviously like a banger, and then Wolves is kind of one where you more kind of sit down and like really like listen to and think about. And you let it kind of hit
Yeah.
you in your soul. But yeah, I think I like the dark like kind of eerie kind of really like heartbroken vibe of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a super iconic song. So yeah, I guess I'd go with Wolves.
And yeah, that's a great answer. And also, like, Wolves is so emotional. And, like, I love that, especially in the
Mm.
context of the album. It fits really well. So awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Wolves is going on to the finals, guys. Next, the second semifinal, we have Famous versus Waves.
Okay, thank God this one isn't quite as hard. I think Waves is fire, but I would give it to Famous.
Ooh, I thought you were gonna go with Waves. I love that. Boom.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah. So why?
interesting.
So tell me, what's the thought process of it? Why do you think it's a stronger song in
Um,
your opinion?
I think the beat kind of has more replay value for me because there's kind of more stuff going on. Like during the chorus, the drums kind of go out and it's like the like organ thing. Then the beat comes back in and there's the drums with those like weird fucking sounds. And then at the end, there's that boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, the
Then with
sample.
Waves, I feel like the beat is kind of more stagnant throughout the course of the song. And what really shines is like the vocals, like the singing, from like Chris Brown and Kid Cudi and Kanye too. But as a beat guy, um, and someone who just likes fucking straight up bangers that just hit you right in your chest, I think I'd give it to Famous. And the lyrics are iconic, bro. Like
Iconic.
I made that bitch famous. I feel like the lyrics on the Waves are slightly less iconic. So,
Dude,
but again, it kind of depends on your mood. Like it's different vibes.
how funny would it be? I don't know if you watch football, but how funny would it be if Travis Kelsey, Travis Kelsey, he's dating Taylor Swift now. I don't know if you know that, but
Oh shit!
it's like the biggest thing. And just like if he,
Damn, I didn't.
yeah, if he's like, I made that bitch famous, all the Taylor Swift girls would kill him.
Bro,
I love that.
they would
It would be
they would
so
start.
funny. Awesome, guys. So now we have the semifinals. We have the finals, actually. We have Father Stretch My Hands part. No, we have Wolves. My apologies. We have Wolves versus Famous. So, guys, before we do that, I have one more question, though. Back to Wyatt, I want to transition to, and we alluded to this a little bit earlier in the podcast. It's no secret that Anthony Fantano gave your new album, Fuck Eating on the Weekend, an album review video. A review video from the Needle Drop is considered by many to be the holy grail of internet music content. What were your emotions while watching his review, and do you believe Anthony scored/reviewed your album fairly?
Um, so yeah, man, it's wild that he actually reviewed it. The only reason he actually reviewed it is because there were so many people in his comments like flooding all of his videos with like review Wyatt James, review Wyatt James. And I thought that he would like it if he listens to it. So I was right there in the comments too, like, yeah, review me, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I was being a little bit annoying about it. I can't lie. I was kind of spamming a little bit too.
Dude, but like
Like,
at that point, like ask and you shall receive. If you don't fucking put it out there, it's never gonna happen. So I respect the hell out of
yeah,
that. Go for it.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I'm so glad that he did review it. But my first reaction when I saw it, I was so sad, bro. Like I thought he was really gonna like it. I thought he would give it like I don't know, like a 7 or an 8 or something, and then he gave it like a 1, which yeah, it made me feel bad. I feel like he didn't really appreciate the things that I think make it so good and so special. Um, but um, over time, like I said, I'm glad that he at least reviewed it. I would have rather him like reviewed it and gave it a bad score than not review it at all for sure. Like,
That is so I would want the same thing.
mhm. Like I mean, I think back, man, when I was fucking 16 or 17, like watching a bunch of his reviews on YouTube, like, bro, if you told me that he would like review one of my albums, bro, like I would be fucking mind blown. I'm still mind blown. I don't think about it because it's so fucking weird to think about. But but yeah, and he wasn't being like a obviously he was probably a little bit annoyed that he was getting like spammed into basically having to review it. But he, all things considered, I think he could have been more like toxic. Like I think he went about it in a relatively constructive way. Like he wasn't dissing me.
He
He wasn't
wasn't at
really
all.
like making fun of me. He was just, saying what he didn't like about it. So,
Hmm.
I respect it, and I'm a fan of Anthony Fantano, and I have been for a long time. So, shout out to him, and
Hmm.
hopefully, I don't know, my next album you'll like more. I guess we'll see.
I'm fucking proud of you. Like that's fucking awesome.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, I mean, like I would just the fact that he knows who you are, like all those
I
people, like
know, man.
he knows who Wyatt James is. That's a fucking win, and the music's only going to improve. I know that for a fact, and I think you're just gonna make something that the next one. I hope he, reviews it again and gives the score. I think it's gonna be better. I think it's gonna be great. So,
Thank
want
you,
to say,
man.
of course, man, and then dang it, I had another thing that I was going to say with that. But yeah, I think just like overall, just again, like the initiative to go in there and be like, yeah, like review it. Like you would just you did a great job on that. And then
Yeah.
finally, before we finish this off with, I have to know why is it called fuck eating on the weekend?
So it's it's kind of just like metaphors. Like eating is kind of a metaphor for like kind of enjoying yourself and like living your life to the fullest. So I'm saying like fuck eating on the weekend. It's basically like fuck only living for the weekend. Like there's a
Mm,
couple of songs on the album where I talk about, like people who, have a fucking 9 to 5 that they hate. And, the
yeah.
only reason that they don't completely fucking hate their lives is so they can look forward to the weekend where they can just relax and like chill and like, decompress from the week. And I just feel like that's kind of not the way to live life. I feel like, you should be always trying to live your life to the fullest and, have new experiences and follow things that you're passionate about and try to have as little regrets as possible. Um, so yeah, I think the album that theme kind of shows up a lot of me like trying to be better and trying to make my life better and trying to go out of my comfort zone and do new things and follow my passions. So yeah, that's what it's about.
That was that was really beautiful. That was beautiful. I think I love them. I love that. And I think um, just the nuance of comparing like eating because it is a comforting thing, it's a nourishing thing,
Mm,
and like e- expanding that to like you shouldn't just be eating on the weekend. You should have this
mm.
life where you're feeling cultivated and nourished and cared for. That was amazing. Thank you. I really appreciate that. That was a great answer.
You
Uh,
added to the analogy even more. I like where you kind of added on top of it.
I got
That's
you,
good.
man. We'll
I'm
do
gonna
the.
remember that next time I explain it to someone else.
I got you, man. We're just keep expanding on it and talking about it. I'm excited. And then finally, guys, we're at the final for a Vibe Call West Radio Wyatt James episode for the Life of Pablo. So everyone, we have Wolves versus Famous, and Wyatt with the weight of the world on your shoulders. The internet
Oh,
desperately waiting for what the best song in the Life of Pablo is. Wyatt James, what is it?
hey guys, I'm gonna tell you officially, objectively, what the best song in the life of Pablo is right now, between Wolves and Famous. I know you've all been wondering this for a long time, ever since it came out years and years ago. Everyone's wanted to know what's better, Famous or Wolves.
And they were
Two of
waiting.
the best songs on the album, two of the best rap songs ever, maybe even. You might go so far as to say. And I'm here to say confidently that I would give it to uh
There's a drum roll.
Famous. Fuck it.
Famous, boom! There it
There you go.
is.
There it is, boy.
The
Get the
fit.
bomb sound effects in here.
Yeah, I wish Caden get on that for the post. No, he's
Next
my
time, next
engineer.
time.
Caden's the man. Awesome guys. So we just have Famous as the definitive choice. Why? How do you
I
feel
feel like
about?
it's got a bit more replay value,
Yeah,
maybe. It's just such a fucking banger. I'm a sucker for just like I said, just straight up bangers. But again, completely different vibes. So it's okay if you disagree, but objectively, that's what it is.
I love it, man. So there it is, guys. Wyatt, thank you so much for coming on today and doing that fun exercise and answering all my questions, man. I really appreciate it.
Dude, this was so fun, bro. I didn't know it was gonna be all planned out like this with like all these like cool thought out questions in the bracket. This is like the coolest like fucking like interview type thing I've ever done, like easily. This is awesome, man.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you. We really, we like to bring on people that we admire and we care about. So we always want to do the care with that, man. So Wyatt, really quick before we jump off, is there anything that you would like to plug, your socials, any music that you're working on right now to everyone?
Yeah, Wyatt James on TikTok, WYATTJAMEZ. And then my recent album, Fuck Eating on the Weekend, just by Wyatt James. Just look it up on Spotify or, YouTube Music or whatever you use. Um, yeah, I'm working on my next album. That won't be out for a while though. So for now, just listen to my recent album. Hopefully you like it. And yeah, that's all I got.
Awesome, guys. And I just want to say, man, his content on TikTok is so engaging. He's, as you could tell during this interview, he's a great personality just to, if you want to decompress and just be entertained for a little bit. It's very warm, very inviting, and always just fun. So, Wyatt, thank you so much again for jumping on. And
Thank you, man.
of course, man. All right, guys, thank you so much. We will be putting all of Wyatt's social/music in the bio and in the description. Vibe Call West Radio, done.